Hattie McDaniels was the first Black American to win an Oscar. It was held at the Ambassador's Coconut Grove nightclub, a whites-only hotel. The Academy had to get special permission just to allow her to attend. She was friends with Clark Gable. She wasn't even allowed to sit at his table. She had to sit at the Academy Awards at a goddamn segregated table. Just think about that. They could have moved it anywhere else, somewhere where she would have been more comfortable, but they didn't do it. After she won her Oscar, she had somewhere near 80 roles. 74 of them was a black maid. They put her into a stereotype that her only role was to serve the white man. Even after she died, she wanted to be buried at the Hollywood Cemetery, today known as Hollywood Forever Cemetery. But they had a whites-only policy. So they had to bury her at the Rosedale Cemetery. Even after she died, white people wouldn't even let her corpse be buried next to a white man. That's how racist this country was and is. Her last will and testament: I desire a white casket and a white shroud, white gardenias in my hair and in my hands, together with a white gardenia blanket and a pillow of red roses. That's pretty damn gangster. She didn't care what the white man thought. When I hear people say that America's great, this was the Academy Awards just 75 years ago. We've been a country since 1776. And even when an actress is the best in her category out of the entire world, you still made her come in a back entrance and pigeonholed her after she wins the goddamn Academy Award. You gonna tell her that this is a great country? Pick yourself up by the bootstraps? Be thankful that you live in America? This is why I do this. Because this American exceptionalism, it's a lie. And in 2024, what Hattie said and knew was correct. That this country would rather burn under a white man than thrive under a black woman. In fact, she left her Oscar at Howard University. Her Oscar was deemed valueless by appraisers, and then it went missing mysteriously. Yeah, very mysteriously. I wonder who took it. A white man. So when you people talk about not just American greatness, but the Second Amendment, you talk about something way back in the day, but you don't want to talk about segregation or Jim Crow or lynchings. Why is that? Because you don't want to look at the ugly truth of what this country is. It was founded on racist white men designing this country to benefit 21-year-old white men, and that black people were only 3/5. And it proves it by this: that almost 200 years after the founding fathers built this country, a black woman wasn't even allowed to go into a white hotel without special permission. That's why we're here. When are we going to address the original sin of this country? The reason that Hattie wasn't allowed to go in there without special permission and was sitting at a segregated table and wasn't allowed to be buried in a white cemetery, whatever the hell that even means. That's why we're here. And out of respect for Hattie, I'm going to let her have the last word, and I'm going to play the clip from her acceptance speech.